Good afternoon, this is Brett Hayworth for Siouxland Public Media News. The federal trial of the wife of a Woodbury County supervisor accused of voter fraud is in the hands of the jury as Kim Fong Taylor announced she would not testify in her own defense. Defense attorney F. Montgomery Brown said Taylor denies that she forged any signature or that she authorized someone to forge a signature on voting materials. He also urged the jury to resist criminalizing people like Taylor who want to help others vote. Taylor is accused of 52 counts of voter fraud. Prosecutors say Kim Taylor pursued unlawful means to help her husband Jeremy Taylor, who ran unsuccessfully for a congressional seat and months later in 2020 then won a Woodbury County supervisor. The indictment alleges the crimes involve obtaining the votes of members of Sioux City's Vietnamese community who had a limited ability to read and understand English. Last week, the prosecution called several witnesses who testified that the signatures on such voting materials as absentee ballot requests and absentee ballot return envelopes were not their signatures. Witness Marilyn Johnson testified that Taylor was well known in the Vietnamese community and did a lot to help. Attorney Brown said that zeal to support her husband is not a crime and that there was no secret scheme or devious intent as Kim Taylor worked to encourage Vietnamese people to vote in Woodbury County. Brown also raised the specter of racism, urging the jury to ponder whether this case would have been brought if a white guy was dropping off the absentee ballots. Prosecutor Ron Timmons, in his closing remarks, cited all the people who had previously testified that they went to vote in 2020 only to be told they had voted, which was a huge surprise to them. Timmons said, "The evidence shows Kim Taylor filled out these forms and ballots. Every voting affidavit that is forged is a violation of the law." Brown made a point of noting the prosecution did not call any handwriting experts concerning signatures that were on the voting materials. The prosecutors did display driver's license copies that showed the signatures of the people who testified in court that the voting signatures were different from how they signed their names. Prosecutor Ron Timmons, in his closing remarks, said American democracy cannot thrive if there is voter fraud, which undercuts the hallmark of one person, one vote. Jeremy Taylor has been named an unindicted co-conspirator in the case. The jury deliberated on Monday afternoon and will continue those deliberations into Tuesday. For Siouxland Public Media News, I'm Brett Hayworth.